Philip_workout has the unofficial world record for the heaviest ever weighted muscle up. So therefore, this would lead a lot to believe that he has a 10 out of 10 workout structure and he knows every single thing about training because he's got to be the best in the world, right? Surely he knows it all. What he's doing must be superior to everybody else in this niche who are trying to increase their weighted pull-up and their weighted muscle-up, and he must know the best because he is the best. So in this video, I'm going to dive into the exact details on how he trains and how you can also implement the same training rituals into your training in order to skyrocket your muscle-up and pull-up gains, both in putting on muscle and gaining strength on these two movements.
First of all, I train for fun, so don't look something special behind the exercise I don't do. I only train pull-ups and running. I don't do anything else because I like what I do and I don't feel like I need to change it.
The first thing that we must cover is that Philip_workout literally trains for fun. He says this in his video and he just trains with intuition. He doesn't actually follow a set routine.
Yeah, so there is no written plan. That's maybe disappointment. Because I can't show you the plan. It's based on intuition, the hard set. The better I feel, the harder they are usually. Yeah, I of course tried using plans, but it's not so fun. I like pushing myself on the training, and if 3 or 4 weeks of the cycle is RPE 7 to 8 and then the last training is like go hard, that's boring, you know. I don't enjoy it so much. Maybe it's better, of course it's better to have something like that, like good periodization and so on, but I don't do it because I want to have fun.
So if the person with the heaviest ever weighted muscle up says that they don't even train seriously, they just train for fun, then should you be training 100% seriously as someone who's not even on his level? Obviously you probably have some strength in this sport, but you don't have a plus 55 kg muscle up for literally 99.99999% of people watching this. You're not as strong as Philip Workout. So you've got something to learn here. And why would you take it more seriously than him when it literally proves that you don't need to take it seriously to be the 0.0000, literally the best in the world at this sport? So why would you follow this really rigid workout structure? It just shows that you don't need to. However, he does say that he does follow some sort of structure to each workout. So he loves a bit of EMOM. If you don't know what EMOM is, it's just every minute on the minute. So you do very low intensity, high rep pull-ups. So for example, if you can do 20 pull-ups, he explains this in this video. I'll let the guy explain it himself.
People do EMOM, that's like 1 set each minute, and you can do 30 times 3.
But anyway, he loves a bit of EMOM and he always follows the same structure. So he'll think in his brain, so today I want to do some low rep sets, and he'll have a number in mind, and then he'll also do some high rep.
It's just like intuitive, something I have in my mind, and in long term there is like logical progression from high reps with low weight to like low rep with high weight. Yeah.
I also want to note here that the guy doesn't really eat that healthy. He says that he eats sweets before training and just basically eats a load of junk. A lot of people would consider that junk, and I do consider that junk as well, because obviously it's just sweets and chocolate.
Before training I eat some sweets. During training I eat more sugar.
So the question is, if he eats like rubbish and he doesn't have a 10 out of 10 workout structure, and you could grasp from both of those that he doesn't really care that much about his training, yet he's achieved literally the best results out of anyone in this sport that he's in. So how could this be?
Okay, I want the second half of this video to be me explaining what I think you should do, as I'm assuming most of you watching don't have just elite genetics like Philip Workout. And it doesn't matter if you're a complete beginner to calisthenics and the gym and weightlifting and weighted calisthenics, you will gain some value from this video. This is basically what I think of Philip Workout's advice and whether you should follow it or not. So first of all, you have to have some context about me. I've got some pretty clean muscle ups, almost no dip muscle ups I would say now. I just recently got a plus 70 kg weighted dip for 4 reps, which I was pretty happy with. And I've only been training weighted calisthenics for about 8 months now, but I've still got about 1 year and 8 months of gym experience overall. So what do I think about Philip Workout's advice? First of all, for diet, do not copy his diet. Obviously, you would say that, he's the best of the best in this sport. So if I want to lift heavy, then I should eat like him and I should eat sugar. But I just totally disagree with this. I found that the times when I'm strongest is when I've eaten a lot of clean carbs and a lot of clean protein. So for example, I'm just going to give you an example for a meal. So you just buy a whole chicken and then just hear me out, yeah. Just buy a whole chicken and buy like just a sack of potatoes. Obviously don't eat the whole chicken in one go. I mean, you can, but it's not really great. But the point is that it's all clean protein and clean carbs. If you eat loads of that, I've found that I'm much stronger. Just rice, maybe pasta, beef mince, chicken, whatever. If you choose to follow Philip Workout's diet, then for sure you'll be strong. And obviously it is important to be strong. But are you healthy? Would you look at his diet if you didn't know that he could do a plus 55 kg muscle up and think that is the diet of an athlete? So you have no excuse to just go wrong in your diet. Sure, it's good to bulk up and you definitely should be eating more, especially if you're a guy with a fast metabolism who's naturally more on the skinnier side. You should be eating much more clean food if you want to gain strength. Also, for beginners and intermediates, I think that there is absolutely nothing wrong with following a routine. The only reason why Philip doesn't actually have to follow a routine is just because he's been doing it for so long. He knows how to structure his workout so well. But if you're a beginner, then literally just hop on 3 sets of 5 and you'll make progress. You aren't at that level when you can just freestyle it and you don't need a program. You need a program when you're a beginner starting out, and I needed it. And everybody did. If you want my complete beginner's guide to starting training calisthenics and just working out in general at home, then that video is on your screen right now. Like and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.